channel.
Hello guys, thank you for staying with us and welcome to the channel Final Whistle, the channel that promises to keep you fresh, informed and entertained concerning all sport-like related stories, from fans reaction to pre and post-match analysis and of course in-depth match analysis. I'm your host, Official Ola. I know you are subscribed to our Facebook, YouTube, our Instagram and of course our TikTok at Final Whistle 931. Yes, the transfer window is on and a lot of players have been moving from one club to the other. We have seen the likes of Chelsea and every other teams breaking their transfer record to get their preferred player. Recently, we saw some of our players moving. The likes of Tolu Arokodare going from Wolves to Ajax. The likes of Onyedika moving from Club Brugge to Frankfurt. The likes of Victor Boniface leaving Werder Bremen back to his parent club in Bayer Leverkusen. So one of our talisman, 52 caps to his name, has always been in the mix of trying to leave Turkey, Galatasaray, and go to a more competitive league. No disrespect to Turkey, no disrespect to Galatasaray, but we know that yes, the bigger boys are in the Premier League, in the La Liga, in the Bundesliga, and at least we'll call about 6 top flight leagues before we call the Turkish league. And in the race of trying to keep him, Galatasaray offered him the captain handband, but ever since then, talks of him rejecting that because of his open to transfer has not gone down the radar. And when the transfer initially opened, the talks of Barcelona, Madrid, Arsenal, everybody was talking because what a wonderful player he is. 52 goals, first player in history, the quickest player in history to reach 50 goals for Galatasaray. No be beans. Considering the fact that many elite players have played for the likes of Galatasaray, they're talking about Mario Icardi, did they drop down the year? So Victor Osimhen has beat this record. So Barcelona once had connections to try and get Victor Osimhen. Their primary choice of a striker has always been Julian Alvarez, and Atletico Madrid are making that deal a very, very difficult one to get. So they cooled down the interest and they're contented with what they had in Ferran Torres because he ended the season well for Barcelona and he went away to Spain for the World Cups. And I'll tell you for a fact, he was one of the most important players, exactly, scoring the most important goal in Spain's World Cup campaign in the finals, 1-0 against Argentina. And the stocks has risen because Luis Enrique, the former Barcelona coach, the former Spain coach that is in charge of PSG, is looking for a striker. Hence why PSG is bidding for Ferran Torres. And you will now ask me this question, that why am I bringing Victor Osimhen into the mix? It's because of Barcelona are looking that if they eventually lose Ferran Torres to the likes of PSG, they will need a talisman to replace what Lewandowski left behind. The way Barcelona are moving, they have signed Abdelkarim from Dortmund, they have signed Gordon from Newcastle, so it's looking like as if they are going to play a false nine, somewhat what they did with the likes of Lionel Messi down the years. So they are trying to replicate back the culture. Remember, they have built their defense, they have built their midfield, so they are looking for a stable front three. So that's what Barcelona are trying to do. And one of their legends of the game, believe me, Infinity, the number 8, arguably one of the best players in history that have won the number 8 in terms of football history. A Barcelona legend, a one-time UEFA best player, a World Cup winner, Champions League winner, multiple La Liga winner, Andres Iniesta, has given his thoughts concerning if Barcelona lose Ferran Torres to PSG, which striker, in his own opinion, will come and match what Lewandowski left. And he called Victor Osimhen. Surprisingly for me, because I've never seen Victor Osimhen as a tech player. But what do I know? Definitely I can't know more than Andres Iniesta. And he's suggesting to the club, he's suggesting to his friend, Deco, who is now the sporting director of Barcelona, that they should try and get Victor Osimhen at all costs to come and fill those boots of Lewandowski. Remember, the number 9 JC is vacant. That is Victor Osimhen's preferred number. Victor Osimhen on course to be the highest goal scorer of Nigerian football history. You understand? A footballer with almost 200 career goals, still at 27, going strong in the game. And the talks of him leaving Galatasaray is not dying down. The last friendly match that they played, I think it was against Rennes, the game ended 3-3. Victor Osimhen was subbed on and he was given the captain handband. He opted to remove it and gave it to, I think, Agon, one of his senior players. So those things are the things that are bringing this speculation back. And remember, once transfer window is open, you can never say never. You can't say never. So Victor Osimhen has never shied away from the fact that he wants to leave Galatasaray. Remember, these talks were backed previously by his current coach of the Super Eagles national team, Eric Scorsese, when he left Victor Osimhen out of the Poland and Portugal friendly, citing that the said player is looking to get a move away from Galatasaray. Victor Osimhen has always maintained the issue of he's happy in Galatasaray. He wants to continue in Turkish flight football. We all know how this player sounds. But deep down, they prefer other moves. But at the time, if you are signed to a contract, you have to remain professional, at least for the media ops and every other thing. So And Iniesta has offered an advice to Barcelona, calling out Deco. This was him speaking to, I think he was speaking to NTV Sports, I think that's a Spanish media outlet, that they should consider Victor Osimhen. In his word, he said, Lamine Yamal is a fantastic player, but I wouldn't prefer him playing as a number 9. If Ferran Torres leaves, I would strongly advise Deco to sign a striker. I don't think Atletico Madrid will let Julian Alvarez go. I would suggest they sign Victor Osimhen. He is a fantastic goal scorer and one of the best replacements for Lewandowski. Remember, Lewandowski joined at 33 years old, but what he did in that Barcelona jersey, what he did, numbers. And I think he won 2 La Liga. Sadly, they were not able to win the Champions League with him, but they brought down the reign of Madrid in that his little stint in Camp Nou in La Liga. So Andres Iniesta has offered his own idea of how he sees Barcelona. I find it is nice that Barcelona are trying to go back to the former DNA where they get to see the likes of Lamine Yamal similarly playing like Lionel Messi. They call him Baby Messi, you understand? That they should go for an outright striker, considering the fact that the game is changing. Every club now has a top 9, a fox in the box, a recognized body in that box. Will Lamine Yamal fit that bill as a number 9? I don't think so. And surely somebody that has played the game, that has almost 600 appearances in world football, I said he doesn't see Lamine Yamal fitting in that profile. I think the bigger question is, will Victor Osimhen be open to Barcelona? I will tell you for a fact, yes, he's open to Barcelona. But the only problem and the only complication to this deal is Victor Osimhen's wages. From sources that we can confirm, Victor Osimhen is reportedly seeking a net salary of around 15 million per season. You understand? And this, you understand, will cost Barcelona 30 million gross annually if they're going to go on to this deal. And it will make registering him as a Barcelona player in La Liga very, very difficult, because as it stands like this, Barcelona has defaulted more than 2-3 times in registering their player under the financial rules of La Liga. You understand? I don't know the fact of the way Barcelona signed the likes of Abdelkarim and Gordons, but I'll tell you for a fact, those deals are instrumental basis. Barcelona did not pay outright 80 million to Newcastle for Gordons. They did not pay outright, I think, 50 million for Abdelkarim. You understand? They've signed a lot of youngsters, and we can attribute the success of what they are having now to the graduate of La Masia and the expertise of Hansi Flick. Because you're looking at that team that who did Barcelona took out big money to sign. I can't call anybody that they took out big money to sign. Lamine Yamal came through the academy. Pedri, okay, they bought him on the cheap. Balde from the academy. Who again? Garcia, I think he has a free transfer from Manchester City. Who again? Kubasi from the La Masia. You understand? So what they have now is a product of their academies. And why? Because they are already defaulting in terms of the financial rules in La Liga as it stands. Remember, they are still building a stadium yet to be completed. So they need money to be allocated to different resources other than getting Victor Osimhen. So the only stumbling block between Victor Osimhen and a potential move to Galatasaray is his wages and the fee. According to sources, Galatasaray value Victor Osimhen around 100 million euros. Remember, they got him 75 million euros from Napoli last season. So as it stands, I don't think club-to-club arrangement will be a problem in terms of matching that money. Probably they will come to a table and reason that, okay, instrumental basis will do justice for the player and the club. But his salary, remember, this is the same salary structure that hindered Chelsea from getting Victor Osimhen just 2 seasons ago. So, like I said, transfer is a tricky thing and you can't say never. But as it stands, Andres Iniesta, the legend of Barcelona, the legend of Spain, and the legend of football as a whole, has offered an advice to his boyhood club: get Victor Osimhen as Robert Lewandowski's replacement. Well, do with this information what you please to go, and please go and share your opinion in the comment section. Ask me a lot of questions. I'll be sure and I'll be in the comment section to answer any question you have for me. That's my time. I remain your host, Official. Don't forget to like, share, and drop your comment in the comment section. Don't forget, we have different social media accounts. Please don't just follow us on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are active. We have videos that we publish there for Facebook Live content. The same thing goes for TikTok, Instagram. And we also have another YouTube channel called Final Whistle Short. This is where we drop videos in terms of post-match reactions, previews, just in a minute, transfer news, transfer update, just a minute video. For some of you that are in the office that you don't have time to play the longer videos, Final Whistle Short, go and subscribe. You meet me there. That's my time. I'll see you guys.